Whew. Well, it doesn't get any closer than that. So, just want to start off by that. That was a phenomenal atmosphere. I thought that there's a lot of things that are going on tonight. Here in Cincinnati with some big high school football games and things like that, and to see Nippert Stadium and our crowd and our fans and our student body come out like they did tonight, that is special. And we know Nip at night is special, but I think that with everything else going on, I thought it was a difference in the ball game. There's a lot of plays here and there, and I think special teams wise, but when that momentum started to shift in the start of the fourth quarter, where we really needed to pick me up, we're really fortunate to be at home and in an environment like this. It's never easy, and I just think that our ability to find ways to win, our ability to play together, meaning whatever it takes, and then our special units. I think the difference to me in the ball game is the special teams. And I know we had the big 100-yard kickoff return for a touchdown, but just our ability, the field goal kicking, our ability to kick off coverage after a safety that is just phenomenal, and then our ability to punt the football as well as we do. That's a combination that obviously gives us an opportunity every week to win. And this is what us looks like. It might not be what everybody wants, because you hear them booing at times. They might want something different, but the reality is this is what us looks like. And us is still pretty darn good. I mean, it's more than just one thing. I think that we're still trying to do our best job at pounding the football a little bit more, and I think that that's a tough team to run the football on as well. And so we knew that going in, but there's not one thing you can point at. I don't know that it was Ben's sharpest night. I think he said that afterwards as he stood up in front of the team. But I think that more than anything, when you need him the most, he's there. And I don't know what the lulls are. I don't know what the starts are. I think that's a part of what us looks like. And it keeps me awake at night and doesn't allow me to sleep real well. But I don't know what else we can do but keep hammering away at sharpening some of that stuff up. No, I get up. I usually grab a few guys after a game like that or after a victory, and sometimes it's those guys that have phenomenal games, and then sometimes it's a guy that I think is playing his butt off and doing so much that I want him to be up in front of those guys. And he takes some criticism, he takes some flack. You heard him out there tonight, and you know what? To me, that just shows they care. I can promise you 5 years ago you couldn't hear a boo in the crowd. So in some ways, I know it's hard. I know it's hard on him, but to me, that's what we kind of want to get him up there for, is make sure he understood how much we appreciate what it is he does and how hard he fights for us. Well, when we have some packages and some things that we want to continue to find ways to get. We haven't gotten into those rhythms where we felt really comfortable with switching some things up. I think that's the ebb and flow of us offensively and defensively, to be honest with you. You guys ask about the lulls. Well, it's hard to have your adjustments and to throw in a package when that there's these lulls in what it is that you're doing, and you got to find ways to fight through them. So his opportunities are going to come, and he is doing a phenomenal job. I know he only went in there for a couple plays, but I can tell you each and every week he's getting better. He's got a phenomenal attitude, and that's what this team's that's what us looks like.
What does it say about the defense when they have a lot of momentum in the second half, come up big on almost on 4th down, and then win the game on the next one?
I know, and that's where we have struggled. Kind of when the momentum shifts at times. 2 weeks ago at UCF, the momentum shifted in that end, and we couldn't get the stop. We gave up a 4th and 12 that looks like you got the game in hand and possible, and then they make it and we recover. And we had our ups and downs. We had our emotional outbursts a little bit on the side that we tend to have at times. We're just an emotional group of guys, and with some of the youth that we have, but I'm proud to see that they fought themselves back. They stayed together. They go through some things, but they stayed together and they found a way to win a football game.
What affected the short weekend?
long. They had 13 or so days that coming off of some really really good wins. They're playing really well. That's a good football team and a physical football team. I don't know. I mean, to be honest with you, it's tough. It cramps a lot of things, and our guys did a really good job. We had to practice on Monday night like it was a Tuesday, and then our schedules are all switched up. And then you take today, that's the longest day in the history of man because there's nothing to do and there's nothing on. So the maturity that we had to have, as a football team, to go into this week in particular, I think is really going to help us grow. And not give them credit. They did some different things that I don't know that we were as prepared for, having that 13-day break. But again, that's where our guys at halftime, we made some adjustments and did some things that I think really helped us down the stretch. They did a really good job. Arquan was challenged a bit more, and we've been on him a little bit more to play a little bit tighter and do some things differently. And he had to do that tonight, and he had to do that down the stretch when it really counted. And I keep saying it, I'm proud of those guys, but we've had our little chinks and we've had our ups and downs, and obviously people like to point them out too. We've been very fortunate in the last couple of years. Having some of those guys out there in particular that didn't give up a whole lot. So if a guy gives up a few, it's a little more noticeable. And they've been mature to be able to handle it and then continue to move forward, take coaching, and make some adjustments. And Arquan did a great job tonight, and Shep's been doing a great job pretty much all year.
Would you see this coming from Tyler Scott? He had a good year last year coming into this year.
Do you want me to say it again? That it wasn't until the end of last year that I said maybe he should stay on offense. I don't know. I think last year, but I think that give Coach Brown a lot of credit too. Obviously Tyler's a phenomenal player that challenges himself and has developed a lot. And I think that's where he's even different from last year. He's making these big plays, but I keep saying it over and over. He's not just a home run hitter. He made an incredible catch on 3rd and 12, contested catch that was maybe as good as any of the other ones he's made all year. And he continues to, not say amaze me, but make me realize how versatile he is and how far he has really come. I'm not sure we worked that. I'm not sure that that's the way we envisioned it. But he's another guy that when the ball's in his hand, you've seen it the last few weeks, and he's probably taken a bigger role, and not just offensively, and maybe even a little bit more special teams wise. But he's a guy that he's playing all different positions too offensively. So his versatility is really giving us the opportunity, and maybe that's a part of what you're seeing from our offense with some of the ups and downs. That there's a lot of these guys that are interchangeable, moving parts that sometimes just in each game got to kind of get them into a rhythm based on where they fit best that week. Well, November's for champions, and November's for championship teams. You want to be playing for something in November, and we could all say we always are playing for things, but what you do in January, what you do in that off season is really meant for November. We talk about playing your best ball at the end of the year, and a lot of things go into that, but it's kind of the way I was brought up, and probably Coach Tress instilled and pounded that into my head for 10 years about what it means to play in November and what you have to do. And we try to continue to pound it here about, that's a big philosophy of how we do things and what we want to do. I think it's both. I think that's where one of those things where Ben feels a little bit like he wasn't as sharp. I think he missed Tyler on a double move and maybe underthrew Nick Marner on a deep ball, threw a phenomenal ball to Will that he just didn't happen to come down with. But Will Pauling's going to be a great player too, and he's going to make a ton of plays. I know the last 2 weeks, there's some things that stand out that maybe he just didn't quite make the play, but. He's still back playing when everybody thought that he was done for the year. So he's going to make a difference as he continues to push through this season. I gotta see him on film a little bit here. The 4th and 1 is mind-boggling to me. I don't quite know. I did see the guy laughing and pointing like maybe he got by with one. I don't know. The official said he saw our guy smack him in the helmet. Um, Either way, it's ridiculous. I mean, those are the positions we put ourselves in. That's not what I want us to look like. And we've done a much better job the last couple of weeks. Now, I'll give the officials some credit. They controlled that game when it started to get a little bit out of control, but those things are what, again, caused us some more issues and probably made the game closer than what, hopefully it could have been.
You mentioned code at the beginning. Maybe in the past you haven't always been super confident throwing the kicker out there. Is it safe to say?
Yeah, I mean, even when you get a safety and you're going to let him go out there and just blast the ball as far as he can. I mean, he's doing a great job. And I don't know if he struggled. We didn't kick as much early in the year. He was maybe a little erratic even in camp and beginning of the season. But you know what? He never doubted himself. He never was a guy that looked like he was pouting and never looked like he was having issues. He has a confidence about him that I just always kind of figured he's going to figure this thing out and he's going to be a weapon for us. And he is.
You mentioned he contained except for the one run in the first half. Second half, he got just a little bit. Is that just his talent?
He's a very good football player, and his versatility, even to catch the ball as well, it makes it difficult. I mean, we had some matchups there that aren't the most favorable, but unfortunate, what happened. But he's a difference maker.
One more for Coach. Food, I was just going to ask you about the American. Before the season, everybody thought Houston was the team, and you guys now got the Rangers, ECU up there, and UCLA.
It's a really good league, and there's a lot of talent. And no matter what league you're in, you got to play. I mean, the projections are projections, and when it comes down to it, you got to be playing well at the end of the year. And I think that's what you can continue to see. I mean, there's still a lot of things up for grabs, and there's a lot of really good football teams out there, and it's going to be interesting the last few weeks.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks.
Take us through some of those big fourth quarter stops, especially that last fourth down where they get it on 4th and 12, and you guys Thompson.
Yeah, I mean, those are some crucial plays for sure. I mean, it just came down to execution for us, It's just having the belief in each other, knowing all 11 men on the field are going to be on the same page and getting the job done and securing it.
What does this win symbolize? Just by any means necessary, you got it done. What do you feel after?
A win's a win. It may not have been pretty, but I think all around the team, just offense, defense, special teams, just the back and forth battle of the game, and guys picking other guys up when we need them, and offense picking defense up when we need it, defense picking offense up when we need it, and special teams obviously making some big plays as well. So I think it's just great team win all around. I mean, he is a very dynamic player, definitely. Probably one of their best players on the offense, and any moment he has the ball in his hands, he can break it and he can run. So they run the same type of plays, definitely, when he's not out there. I mean, the backup is almost a spitting image of him. So no matter who was in there, you always have to be on high alert.
Seem to be around the ball quite a bit tonight. Is there something that ECU maybe you guys want to take with the linebackers and the running backs? Maybe try to advance after that next day tonight?
Yeah, I think we had a great game plan coming in. I mean, what the coaches gave to us, and we were able to see on film and go out there and execute a game plan. And I think it just turned out pretty well for us.
What happened from your perspective on that 4th down when you guys got the ball?
It's just one of those things. I just missed the game, subbing people out. Maybe they subbed, maybe they didn't. I don't know. We were trying to sub when they sub, and it's just one of the things that happens, and you gotta live and play another down and not worry about it.
No, I didn't mean the 12 men. The one over in the 3rd quarter, right before they scored, where they were in 4th and 1, and they called the timeout.
Oh, that one, yeah. I mean, it's just, I mean, it was a chippy game for sure. So I think we just got to be a little bit smarter, pulling our guys back, and make sure we're smart in all those aspects, so we don't give them more opportunities like that.
Any questions for Ty?
Obviously, touchdown return is obviously good for you guys, but then that keeps the defense on the field a lot longer. How does the defense respond when you're facing going back-to-back possessions?
I mean, if we're scoring points, I don't mind being on the field, you know. So going right back out there, keep the momentum going, 3 and out, get it back to our offense. That's the mindset you got to go in with it.
What's the mindset heading into these last 2 weeks? Obviously, 2 big ones to stay in, get that third straight title. What's the mindset going into this?
Yeah, I mean, one game at a time. Our backs are against the wall right now. We gotta go out there and execute every week and be on our game. So it's just getting back to work and getting a good game plan and going out and executing on Saturdays. I mean, Nip at Night is always something special. We haven't got one of those this year, and running out there, it was definitely a loud, special atmosphere that you're not going to forget.
How big is it to see guys like Perez, Ahmad, Joel, all that?
Yeah, it's always cool when those guys come back and see us play. You know, they're some of the building blocks for this program, so I'm glad we were able to get a win for them and make them proud tonight.
Thanks, Ty.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a different type of challenge, you know, waiting around all day, but we try to get out and do walkthroughs and not be in the room all day in your hotel room. So definitely just kind of get in a routine of moving around, stay moving, and when times comes, ready to flip the switch.
Thanks, Ty.
Yep. Thank you.
Jadon Thompson next.
What's up, guys? I'm Jadon. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, yeah, for sure. Definitely. Huge shout out to you guys. Kind of made it happen for me. Second time in a row. Definitely. I kind of stole it on accident. I remember all week we were preparing because we knew they were going to kick it to me because obviously Trey's a very dynamic returner. So, like, they kicked it, like, in between, like, our boundaries, kind of. And I heard him last minute, like, say, it's him. And I looked at him, and I just had it in my hand. And then the rest of it was a blur. I'm not sure what happened, but it happened. And I'm grateful for it.
Is there always that feeling you don't get tackled by the kicker?
Oh, definitely. That was probably the worst moment of the whole thing. I'm like,
It looked like you were looking at it.
I was looking, I was like, I hope he doesn't tackle me. I was definitely nervous about that, though.
You got the first one of the game.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
Help you at all in that second one? Get you crazy?
Kind of got nervous a little bit. Got my nerves out. I'm sorry. So the second time, it was kind of like, all right, I'm back. Let's go. And then after that, I was trying to do it again. Tried to do the third one. I tried to house that one too, but it didn't turn out the way I planned.
How many of those did you have growing up? A lot.
I'm not too sure, to be honest. Probably, hopefully.
Something about your shiftiness is also obviously throughout the season. Just
Mhm.
break off the tackle.
Mm.
Did you slip off that one there late?
It wasn't, like I said, it wasn't planned. Like, I didn't know. I just go with the flow, and then somehow it happened. That's all I can say. I don't even remember what happened until I just watched the video.
You guys are talking about when you start fast.
Uh,
That's your plays in the first half.
Mm.
Third quarter now.
Mhm.
Is there anything that caused that this game?
No, I just feel like we need to finish. We need to finish harder. I showed up the past couple of weeks, so I feel like that's going to be like a teaching point and a pushing point for us moving forward, especially in November, and hopefully heading on to the championship. So yeah, I feel like that's what we need to do. We start fast, and then we kind of die down a little bit throughout the game. So I feel like we carry our momentum and our, what we can do through the whole game, we'll be fine. I really took initiative and just like dived into the program, whether that was in the off season this year, lifting with Coach Brady and those guys, and then learning the playbook, which allowed me to play a little more confident and a little more free.
You were having fun running across the end zone after Trey's touchdown.
Uh-huh.
Is it fun when he gets in the open and you get to watch him? Just
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Like Trey's really fast, as you can see tonight. But yeah, it's kind of fun, like watching it, flipping it. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, dang, I got it now. Yeah, you got to watch me. Yeah, we just hugged it out in the locker room. I apologize to him.
Did he say he would have had it?
I'm sure he would have. But he didn't say that though. But I'm sure he would have.
Thanks, dude.
Thank you.
Do Jabari Taylor next.
Good, guy.
What's the challenge is it playing a quarterback with 8 years of college experience like what man?
It's a big challenge. Can't underestimate him. He's played a lot of ball, got a lot of experience. His play style. You think you know it. You think you got a little tip on him here and there, but at the end of the day, we had to respect him, and I feel like we did in a way. And then we started to get a little bit more comfortable, realizing what was going on, kind of what their game plan on, and what he had his eye on and such. But all respect to him. But it's definitely not easy.
What is the difference with this defense? The game is on the line late, and they had momentum in that second half, enabled you guys to really step up and make 2 big plays.
It was funny. I was thinking about this upstairs. Coach Fickell said it too. Sadly, I think that's when we're best, is when our backs are against the wall. But that's also something very dangerous because, if we can learn to put it all together, play complementary ball, it's a wrap. So, but he makes that. Ehlers made a great play. What was that? Was that a third down thing, or it was fourth? Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I was sick to my stomach. Schwartz's knee was down. Came right off Hughes' fingertip, and dude was like a half a yard past the marker. It's a sickening feeling, but at the end of the day, that's the game. You gotta get used to it, be able to move on. Some guys, some teams might not be able to handle that. They start to break down, blame one another, such and such. We years of experience for myself. I know how to move on. I've been trying to lead these guys and show by example. Next play, simple as that. Great play by them, but we were able to do what we needed to do to get it done.
What was your perspective on 4th and 1? That was the penalty in the huddle. Did you have any view on what happened?
Oh, the one on the far end by the student section?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking about that, too, as well, man. It's, teams think they got us rattled and such. I feel like a lot of teams like to do that with us because, we're a very emotional team. We are, but we're emotional in all the right ways. It's just sometimes, it's an emotional game. Things can get out of hand. Things happen. But at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, like I said, when it comes time, we're able to lock back in and handle business like we're supposed to.
It's chippy like that, just like that benefits your guys' defense.
Of course, we don't want to teach that and, show that that's the right way and such. But, I'm kind of lost for her. But, we somehow, some way, we've always found a way to snap back in and get the job done, ultimately, when we go back out there on the field, whether we're chipping on the sideline, chipping out on the field before the play start or whatever. At the end of the day, we know how to get it done.
How was it receiving Sauce, Joe, guys here tonight?
It's kind of funny. They put Sauce and Dez's name so many times up there. I thought they was coming in the lineup for a second. I'm like, God dang! It's we had just came off 3 and out, and they talking about Desmond Ridder. I'm like, oh yeah, bro, bingo. but nah, man, it's good to see those guys, man. I love them all. I was upstairs talking to Joel for a little while, catching up, and I hope to do the same with all the other guys who come throughout the weeks or throughout the days, But it's just always good seeing those guys. That's what we're trying to create here is family. Guys feel comfortable being able to come back home, catch a game, and so say what's up to the dudes and go handle business.
Defensive line, you go to your first quarter 11 minutes, so after the safety, and then after that, they really start to showing.
Yeah, of course. We as a defense, you got to be able to realize, when the offense might be moving a little slow or trying to put things together real quick, and that's part of playing ball and playing complementary balls, being able to hold it down for the hold it down for the offense and such. That's defense, man. It happens. That's ball. But it wasn't rattled, wasn't shook. At the end of the day, I mean, it's a cold game. Shoot, I kind of wanted to be out there a little longer. Not gonna lie to you, but yeah, man, that's all it is.
One more for Bryant. You notice anything different about the ECU run game and
That was the target call, wasn't it? Not too much. I mean, he's a dude who likes to, he's beelining to the sideline, so you got to respect his speed and all. But I mean, if we were still respecting the run game, we think we still got to stop the run. Just because he's out doesn't mean nothing for real, for real. Still the same O-line, still the same QB back there. I had a couple mishaps. That one we was down on the 1 yard line, and I got a little antsy. Took too shallow of a step, you could say, I guess, or too long of a step. Should have been closer to the line, but yeah, no difference for real. It's the same respect for him. You got to stop the run.
Thanks, Jabari.
Yep.
You got Ben Bryant.
and your accuracy was a little bit off today. Was there anything you sensed or noticed, or just the day where you weren't hitting your normal rate?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely wasn't the sharpest today, and I recognize that. I'm my own hardest critic, and I'm definitely not happy about that. But you can't turn a win into a loss. So I'm happy we won. I'm happy we fought it out. But yeah, there's definitely some things to improve on for next week.
Coach said, sounds like he maybe called you up in the locker room after the game. You had some words. As much as you want to share, what would you say to the team?
I just told them how much I appreciate them. They all have my backs, the coaches, the players. And I put a lot of hard work into this program, and they all know that. And it's really fun to be back here playing with these guys, grinding out wins with them. And I just told them how much I appreciate them, and excited to keep this rolling.
A little bit of a big up when you can get it to Bryant and Tyler and have to run away from everybody, right?
Yeah, those are our playmakers. I mean, all I got to do sometimes is just get them the ball, and they'll do the rest.
How much will you take in this game then that you guys are trailing, have the ball being run territory, throw down to the going field goal drive? There was a lot that went right on that drive.
Yeah, I mean, you always got to look at the positives, even when offensively the game didn't always go the way we wanted to. But yeah, we're happy about that, and we just got to keep getting better.
How much of a picking up was Jadon's kickoff?
Yeah, that was
Started slow and
yeah,
a little kick.
yeah, that was crazy. I mean, we were all like going crazy on the sideline. Like it looked like he just stole it from Trey. And Trey was like even confused on the sideline, like what just happened. So it was really cool. I mean, Jadon, I don't think anyone would expect that from Jadon, but he had some good blockers. Amarion was out there running and blocking for him, and it was a really cool thing to see.
Earlier this week, though, having tough
Yeah.
you hear fans getting restless, whether it's about you or just the team.
Yeah.
How do you handle it?
I mean, sometimes I'll hear it. Sometimes I'm totally zoned out, and but I don't care. I'm just there to play and win, and just be there with my team, and like I said, just win.
Does that ever give you a hard time for it?
No.
Just joking.
Yeah. No, we don't. We've never talked about that.
Was it good to have Dale on the sideline tonight?
Yeah, I didn't really see him much during the game, but I saw him in the training room before the game, and it was cool to see him. It's been a while, so it was nice to see him. Yeah, no, Will's a really good player, super athletic, great route runner, really consistent, and yeah, he's going to be a really good player for us.
Back to Dennis, do you have any words for you?
He just said go out there and sling it and have fun, lead these boys.
I asked Fickell the same thing, but there was some chances that were missed or a little falling play. When the chances are there, is that more encouraging or more frustrating knowing that the opportunities are there?
I think a little bit of both. We've had a lot of chances throughout the year of big plays. I mean, we have really good skill position guys and guys that can get open and do that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's definitely frustrating when, you know, sometimes I feel like I'm barely throwing it and it just sails and I'm like, ugh. But you know, you just got to learn from it and get better. And yeah, I mean, there's definitely things we got to work on and just continue to get better. Yeah, I think we're always working on that type of stuff. I mean, with every route, I think it's just building that chemistry and being on the same page and just delivering a catchable ball.
What happened on that safety?
Yeah, we called a kind of a shot play with a post and a dig on the outside, and they were in the perfect coverage, and the safety dropped, got over the post, and there was someone under Josh Wiley. So I should have tried to throw it away or kind of step up, and I just got kind of locked out in the coverage, and we ended up taking the safety. Yeah. I mean, I think that's our mentality all the time. You're not always going to make the plays. I mean, NFL guys miss wide open plays and stuff like that. So you just got to move on and have a short memory, especially as a quarterback, and move on to the next play.
1 more for Ben. On the long third down, so it's really crucial in the fourth quarter. Is there a sense that you go into that thinking, I gotta be the guy here, I gotta get this done, or else you really face a big hole in my
I try not to put it all on myself. I know I have 10 other guys around me that are going to fight like hell to make a play and do the things they need to do to help us get that first down.
Thanks, Ben.
Yep.